All right, welcome to the 15th green here at Glenwild Golf Club and Spa in Park City, Utah. This particular green is situated pretty close to the clubhouse and faces mostly in a north to northeast direction. As you're playing the 15th hole, you will have navigated some bunkers down here, several of them, bracketing the fairway, and then another one a little bit further down to catch the longer hitters. And as you look at this particular green, you're going to find a few different features that are difficult to see just from an aerial picture like this. We have a huge ridge on this green. In fact, you can kind of see a river, a little snaky river that runs right through this green, even from this aerial picture. And we'll be able to see a little bit more of that from our Strakaline green reading book. I just want to point that out from this viewpoint. Across the back of the green, we have a large ridge. The cart path sits up above the green, and from there down onto the green, we have about a 5-foot drop. A lot of golf shots will hit this left side of the green and kind of roll or break down the hill toward the middle of the green, leaving it, with not very many hole locations on this entire ridge over here. So here's a short of the green chipping area and a bunker. This bunker catches a lot of shots that are played in, especially into the front and front right section of the green. So let's take a look at the Strakaline green reading book and identify some possible hole locations. So the first hole location that we're going to drop in here is right in the middle of this big blue spot. Very common hole location for us, and in fact I'm going to put a couple in here, so I'm going to move that one to there, and then this one is going to go right here. We're going to drop one right on the front. That's a tricky one that I said, Cat. That bunker gets a lot of shots from golfers trying to play to that front location, and then one kind of sneaky hole location back over here. So as you can see, we have a lot of pink on this green as well. This entire side really is a area of the green that has such significant slope. You can see those arrows moving from left to right and from back to front, right? So the highest point in the green is probably right here, and then these arrows will move down to that low spot right there on the blue section, and then these will move directly from left to right straight across the green here. So like I said in my previous video, whenever you see a lot of pink, typically it makes the green more challenging, but what this amount of pink does and the location of the slope on this green is it actually simplifies this green tremendously. So most of the holes are going to be located basically right in the middle of the green. And you can kind of see as I move my cursor from here in the front section of the green near the bunker, this is that little river, the edge where the pink and green meet. That's what we were seeing from that aerial picture right over here, right? So it's kind of a seam where the two pink slopes kind of meet. In this case, it's meeting right there at the edge of that blue spot. So what we're going to do is divide this green into quadrants. We're going to divide it left to right and front to back, and then we'll be able to kind of picture, where these holes are located and where do I want to hit my shot and where do I not want to hit it. So we might as well just start right back here in the back right quadrant. This is our 20 by 20 safe zone as far as margin of error. And in this back hole location, yes, there's a hole located here, but there's a pretty significant ridge hillside that slopes back down. And even from off the green, we've got a sloped area of rough. Now this will catch your ball, and we've talked a little bit in other videos about getting short-sighted and how that is not a good idea. I'm going to say that missing the green off to the side here and essentially getting short-sighted is probably not a good approach. So let's move our margin of error down to the front right. Right down here, we're including the bunker, and really no hole locations. So I would say that this is one of the worst places that you could miss the green. Over here, where you have to hit a pitch shot over the bunker, or now you're in the bunker and you're trying to hit a bunker shot to one of these other locations. I'm going to say missing it on this right side. This might be the worst location, so let's avoid the front right quadrant at all costs. The back left quadrant really doesn't have any holes located in it either. We can get this one to kind of creep up into the back a little bit, but most of the time this is going to both short side you and give you a tremendous headache when it comes to the speed of this downhill chip shot. You're going to be chipping or pitching the ball from well above the green down onto a significant slope, and your golf ball is just not going to stay here. So what will typically happen is you'll chip it onto the green in this direction here, and then just like my arrow, it'll follow that arrow and make a curve and come all the way down here. So we just want to avoid that if we can when we're trying to hit our approach shot into the green. The front left quadrant is probably our most friendly section of the green, even though we do have quite a bit of pink in the left side pushing the ball from left to right. It is not pushing the ball as much downhill. Right, so this is still probably slightly uphill to predominantly left to right chip shot. So if you're chipping from this front section, yes, you're going to be able to play a little bit of break down to any of these holes located right here, and even to this back right hole location, right? So a lot of times we figure out, do we have a safe zone that is exclusively one location that we're only ever going to hit a shot into, and then another location that might be a little bit more of a risk-reward zone to hit your shot. I'm going to say a majority of the time, if you hit your golf ball into this front left section, you're going to score just fine on this green. If you start trying to tackle this back right hole location and you have a 20 by 20 margin of error in your approach game, that might cause problems because you can hit up here into the native grass and definitely short side yourself when it comes to this hole location. If your skills are such that you can reduce that margin of error, now we're talking, down to, 10 by 10. If you're able to zone in right here and drop it 10 by 10, you probably also have the necessary skills to be able to hit a very soft little flop shot short-sided from off the green. So I'm going to say that's a little bit more risky in general. But it is possible from right there. So this is our 20 by 20 margin of error zone that we believe the average golfer should be accounting for. And we decided that front left is really the ideal location for that. So let's go back over to our Google Earth map so that we can drop our safe zone indicator right here, somewhere in that nice, slightly sloping front left side of the green. If you can hit every time into this zone, you're probably going to be better off. If you are a more skilled player and you want to tackle the back right hole location, I would say that's also an option, risk-reward style. However, even skilled players will probably have a greater percentage succeeding if they play to that front left section. So this is hole 15 at Glenwild, and I'll see you in the next video.